Namaste, Pranam, Gita Dhyanam. ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Partha. The ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O goddess, showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters, O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Krishna Vandana. वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki. O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. Having saluted Lord Krishna for his wonderful teachings in this Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the song Celestial, now we are almost on the verge of completion of our reading of this last chapter, the Moksha Sannyasa Yoga, 18th Adhyaya. And we have come to a stage where the dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna is over. Now, whatever Krishna wanted to teach Arjuna to get out of that frustration, to get out of that delirium, to get out of that delusion, he has given the entire sermon to Arjuna. And what a great impact it had on Arjuna. Arjuna has regained his lost memory as if it was the memory that was, hidden, that was veiled by that veil of ignorance. Arjuna has regained the memory and he said, I am now steady, firm, back to my own nature. And now I am going to do what you have asked me to do. What you tell me to do, whatever you tell me to do, I am going to do it. And with that, the dialogue got over, and then Sanjay, who has been narrating this entire wonderful dialogue, the holiest of the holy dialogue, the most sacred dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, he has been narrating this whole incidents to Dhritarashtra. Now Sanjay himself, he is so much overwhelmed, he is so much delighted. In fact, listening to Krishna's words to Arjuna, Krishna's teachings to Arjuna, Sanjay himself got that enlightenment. Listening to that great teaching that which Sri Krishna was giving to Arjuna. Listening to that and seeing whatever was happening there on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Sanjay himself was so much overwhelmed, enlightened. He himself got the illumination from the Lord's words because he was most suitable receptacle, like Arjuna. Arjuna was the most suitable of all the people there gathered on the war field of Kurukshetra. And therefore Arjuna imparted this wonderful teaching comprising of all the yogas. This Yogeshwara Krishna imparted these teachings to Arjuna because he was the most capable, he was the fittest receptacle to receive those teachings, to imbibe those teachings, to assimilate the gist of Krishna's teachings. And same was the case with Sanjay. Sanjay also assimilated, although those teachings were not directed to him, he was a mediator. It just happened that with the grace of Veda Vyasa, he got that divine sight, the Divya Chakshu. And he could see and hear everything that was happening between Sri Krishna and Arjuna. And he was a live commentator. He was giving that running commentary on what is happening. Now, but the difference, this commentator, he got the biggest benefit out of it. Not just Arjuna. Arjuna, of course, Arjuna was the first recipient. But indirectly, even Sanjay got the utmost benefit out of listening to those teachings that Sri Krishna was giving to Arjuna. And for that, he said, yes, he is very much, so much grateful to Veda Vyasa, having gifted that divine vision, having gifted that great boon to me that I could see and listen to this sacred most dialogue, Guhyatamam. And he was just mesmerized. He was just extremely delighted. And then finally he told Dhritarashtra, "O Rajan, O king," he was again and again repeatedly, he was unable to give up that the feeling of enlightenment that he received while listening to this precious dialogue, this most wonderful, this the holiest of the holy dialogues that he ever heard in his lifetime. And therefore he is saying, "O Rajan, saṃsmṛtya, saṃsmṛtya," again and again I am remembering it. Again, and I'm not able to let it go. I'm not able to come out of it. I'm steep. I'm just, drowned in that wonderful dialogue. Saṃsmṛtyam, saṃsmṛtyam, samvadam imam adbhutam samvadam. This wonderful dialogue, and this wonderful dialogue between whom? Rajan, saṃsmṛtya, saṃsmṛtya, samvadam imam adbhutam keshavarjunayoho punyam. This punyam imam adbhutam samvadam. This holiest of the holy, this the sacred most dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna. And he says, "Rājanhṛṣyāmi cha muhurumuhu." And he says, this wonderful dialogue, this holiest of the holy dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna, this wonderful dialogue is giving me, again and again it is giving me delight. Again and again I am rejoicing just listening to this wonderful dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna. Just see what kind of situation Sanjay has landed. Sanjay has been the indirect recipient of this great grace of the Lord. But it has happened with the Lord's grace. It has happened with the grace of Veda Vyasa that he could get that divine vision. He could get that Divya Chakshu to see and listen to what is happening there on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So having told Dhritarashtra about the great delight, he is again and again he is getting into that state of rejoice. He is just not able to give up that anandam, to give up that harsha that he has got listening to this wonderful dialogue. And he says, I just can't forget it. What to do? Even if I wish to forget it, no, the dialogue comes repeating to me again and again and again. And the dialogue coming to me again and again and again, bringing back the memory of this dialogue to me again and again and again. Now what is happening? I am rejoicing. I'm enjoying that delight evermore. Every moment I'm just rejoicing. I'm enjoying that delight. Having told that, the delight that Sanjay enjoys indicates the sublimity of this scripture. What is the vast greatness of this entire teaching that Sri Krishna gave in the Bhagavad Gita? That this pious soul of Sanjay, this sattvika soul of Sanjay is not able to get out of that. He is not. Normally what happens when we sleep and when we get a dream? We just forget the dream next moment. But if it is a good dream, we like to remember the dream again and again. Oh, such a wonderful thing happened to me. If it is a holy dream, we are just not willing to forget that dream. So if that happens to us with a dream, just imagine what could have been Sanjay's condition having listening to these precious words of Sri Krishna to Arjuna. This wonderful dialogue. And that's why he says, the adbhutam samvadam, imam adbhutam samvadam, and punyam samvadam, this holiest of the holy dialogue. So Sanjay is on top of the world. Sanjay is in different mood altogether. And further he continues telling Dhritarashtra of his condition, of what the kind of delight that he is into. What is the kind of enlightenment that Sanjay is enjoying listening to Sri Krishna's words to Arjuna? Or rather, the dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna. Not only Sri Krishna's words, but even Arjuna's words too. Because Arjuna has raised doubts, Sri Krishna has further elaborated upon clarifying those doubts, and Sanjay in turn has got more and more of knowledge. Sanjay in turn has got more and more of devotion, bhakti. He is imparting, he's just digesting all the jnana, bhakti, yoga, and the karma pertaining, all the knowledge pertaining to these yoga shastra. He is just enjoying the benefit of it. Now, Sanjay again is telling Dhritarashtra, tacca saṃsmṛtya rūpamatyadbhutam hareḥ vismayo me mahārajan cha punaḥ. Again and again I'm enjoying that delight. Again and again I'm enjoying that rejoice. The state that this Lord Krishna has put me into is just amazing. Sanjay says, tacca saṃsmṛtya, again remembering the same thing again and again. Sanjay is saying, now the dialogue he is remembering, of course, the dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna. He is saṃsmṛtya, again and again it is coming to his mind. But there is one more thing that is coming to Sanjay's mind again and again. And what is that? Rūpamatyadbhutaṃ hareḥ, the most wonderful form of the Lord. Remember that Vishwarupa darshan that Sri Krishna showed to Arjuna? Arjuna was just flabbergasted. Arjuna saw the entire universe being projected in that universal form of the Lord. And initially, although Arjuna enjoyed that loving look of the Lord, finally, when it got that terrible look, when the Lord was in that mighty form, was devouring everyone on that battlefield, whether it was Bhishma, Karna, Drona, even those stalwarts, those warriors from the Pandava camp. And the Lord happily was just crushing all these mighty warriors in between his teeth. And that gory sight that Arjuna saw, that the limbs, the hands and feet of those mighty warriors, they were stuck in the gaps of this Lord's teeth. What a horrible scene. And having seen that horrible scene, then finally Arjuna had told him, my God, please come back to the form that I love most. I don't want to see this form of destruction. And then Sri Krishna had told him that, look, right now I am in my most destructive form that you have seen. You have seen my most beloved form at the start of the Vishwarupa darshan. But as you kept on looking, and for that, in fact, Krishna had given a special vision to Arjuna, again a Divya Drishti, because with these physical eyes, nobody could. And imagine, in the process, Sanjay also got that darshan of the Vishwarupa. And therefore, Sanjay is saying that saṃsmṛtya rūpam adbhutam hareḥ. I am again and again I am remembering that wonderful form of the Lord. Now Sanjay was not frightened by that terrible form of the Lord. Sanjay took it as that also is the form of Lord. And therefore that has created a great impact on Sanjay's mind. Not like Arjuna, that Arjuna had to tell him, Baba, enough of it now. I can't bear this horrible form of yours. I can no more see this terrible form of yours. You are just crushing all these mighty warriors between your teeth. Somebody's leg is dangling, somebody's hand is dangling, and you are crushing their heads, that just chewing them up. I cannot tolerate this, Arjuna said. But Sanjay knew this is the Maya of the Lord. Sanjay got that understanding, and therefore Sanjay says that I am still remembering that wonderful form of the Lord. Vismayo me mahārajan rājanhṛṣyāmi cha punaḥ. Rājanhṛṣyāmi cha punaḥ. Again and again, I am enjoying that delight that I am receiving, that I am remembering again and again. The memory of that wonderful form of the Lord. That is my greatest astonishment. Vismayo me, mahān Rajan. O King, that is the biggest wonderment. That is the biggest astonishment that I am again and again enjoying. What a wonderful form of the Lord I could see. What a great fortune I had with His grace and with the grace of Veda Vyasa. I could see that. So these two things Sanjay is so much attached to now. The wonderful dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, and that wondrous form of the Lord, wondrous form of Hari. That rūpamatyadbhutaṃ hareḥ. Most wonderful form, atyadbhutam, not just adbhutam, ati adbhutam. That most wonderful form of the Lord, that Sanjay got an opportunity to have that darshan. So that is how now Sanjay is again and again, he just want to leave those memories hidden. He just doesn't want to leave those memories let go. He just doesn't want to forget those memories. And while rejoicing, regaining that memory again and again, the memory of that dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, and memory of that wonderful form that he had seen. It is a once in a lifetime opportunity any devotee would get for that matter. Having darshan of that Vishwarupa. So extremely delighted, and Sanjay doesn't shy away from expressing that delight to that blind king, to the king who has had no impact of listening to all this, of even listening to the wonderful the vision, wonderful Vishwarupa that Arjuna had shown, Sri Krishna had shown to Arjuna, and which Sanjay had also narrated. On Dhritarashtra there was no impact. But look at Sanjay. Again and again he is rejoicing. Dhritarashtra is only worried, what is going to happen to my sons? Are they going to win this war? In the heart of his heart, he also knows what is going to be the outcome of the war. But his fatherly heart is not willing to accept that reality that is going to happen. So this again, Sanjay has just experienced, just expressed the delight that he has received in this entire song celestial, listening to the words of Krishna and Arjuna, listening to the dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, and enjoying that wonderful Vishwarupa darshan. Now, it was by chance that Sanjay was blessed with the vision of the cosmic form of the Lord. By chance it was. He happened to get that vision. He happened to be a live commentator. He was giving the running commentary, and in the pass of that running commentary also came that Vishwarupa darshan. But while no one else could get any benefit out of it, Sanjay definitely took benefit of having that Vishwarupa darshan. And he says, I have saved that form in my heart forever. I am going to enjoy it. Again and again I am going to enjoy it. Right now, of course, I am again and again enjoying it. In future also, I am going to do that. These two things are going to be rejoiced by me. These two things are going to give me delight forever. The wonderful, holiest of the holy dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna, and that wonderful vision of the cosmic form of the Lord. Incidental though this vision was, it was a rare gift inducing him to the path of yoga. In fact, all the Jivatmas are having at all times an infinitesimal aspect of the vision of cosmic form of Ishvara. In fact, all of us, We have that capability. All of us, we have that kind of fortune to have the view the cosmic form of the Lord. But how many of us really get that opportunity? Because we are not at all making any effort towards it. We are just taking the life as it comes to us. Again and again we are dying, again and again we are taking birth. Millions and millions of births have gone by, but we never bother about the ultimate reality that is going to give us a moksha from this repeated births and deaths. Every individual can recapitulate a sublime vision of nature, a sublime experience, or a sublime state of mind that came by him in the course of his life on earth. We all have that capability. Sanjay was just a representative of getting that second hand experience. Arjuna had the first hand experience. But we cannot become Arjuna. We can at least become Sanjay. We can visualize, and the Lord will shower his grace on us if we have that much intense feeling for that. If we have that yearning for that, if we have longing for that, the Lord will definitely be gracious. That divine contact is a state of vision of the cosmic form. By meditating on that exalted state, he can make rapid progress in his sadhana. The exalted vision that Sanjay had on a macrocosmic scale, is provided on a microcosmic scale to all discerning sadhakas. So, what happened with Sanjaya? It can happen with any of us. Anytime, Lord may shower His grace on us, and we get to realize, we get to assimilate the teachings of this wonderful dialogue. We get to realize what Krishna taught, what Arjuna asked, how Krishna clarified those doubts. We have the capability of getting the gist of all the teachings that went in Bhagavad Gita. We have that caliber, we have that capability of getting mastery over all the yogas that the Yogeshwara has taught. The Yoga Shastra, Yogeshwara has taught in the Bhagavad Gita. We have the capability, but we are not making efforts. If we also put in efforts, then we also get into that position of Sanjaya. And again, having understood, having assimilated the Lord's teaching, we will also again and again, we will saṃsmṛtya, we will also say, we will also come to that stage of saying saṃsmṛtya samvadamimam adbhutam. Again and again I am rejoicing, and again saṃsmṛtya rūpamatyadbhutam hareḥ. Again and again we will also say that I am again and again I am remembering that wonderful, mighty, cosmic form of the Lord, which I can never forget, which I don't want to lose at all. Those memories I would never want to lose. Whatever moksha, nirvana I am going to get at the end, let me carry those memories with me if it is possible. So that was Sanjaya telling Dhritarashtra that this is what is happening to me. I am just in the most delighted mood. That was 77th verse of the 18th adhyaya, the Moksha Sannyasa Yoga, Sanjay's words. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swamiji.